two sides coming out to Deepdale. The usual fantastic welcome for the Preston North End players, and also quite a large contingent of Cardiff fans have made the trip up from South Wales. And North End in search of their first home win. They defeat early doors and then a draw against QPR. Callum looking to, I suppose, put that little thing to bed and pick up the first 3 points at Deepdale this season.
Yeah, definitely. It's the formation that we're probably going to play today, similar to Southampton. Simon, he'll either play left or right, and then the other midfield team will adjust to that. So what they did at Southampton, I think it worked quite well. You know, Simon's very, very dangerous. You know, probably admit himself his greatest attribute is not attacking back. It's a very attacking team. Hopefully we'll get exposed, but I think it'll lead for an entertaining game. And hopefully we'll end up scoring more goals than them.
Underway then here at Deepdale. Immediately it's Cardiff City on the attack, that immediately breaks down. Alexander gets it out towards Simon Whaley, who's striding away down this left-hand side using his pace early doors, cuts in field. He's made good yardage forward for Preston North End, finds it out to the right-hand side towards Paul McKenna, who looks for the return ball out on that right-hand side for Kelvin Wilson. Can he keep the ball in on the touchline side? And well, the assistant's got his flag up on that far side. Ball is pumped forward by Neil Alexander, cleared away by the North End defence. Dickier looks for the flick on. Nugent maybe he's got the pace here to get away from the defender. Still going, David Nugent. He was certainly clipped to the back, and he was the last defender, and he could be in some considerable trouble here. Was it number 6? It was Glenn Louvens who was the last player, and he's gone across to the referee. Immediately the keeper came out, the Cardiff City keeper, to defend his player, but he was the last one. David Nugent was definitely clipped.
He just got in front of him, you know, he just clever enough just to get across his body, and he didn't actually make a tackle, but it was off.
He is indeed. It is Glenn Louvens that's been sent off. Cardiff City are down to 10 men, 9 minutes gone. And that's referee's allowed play to continue. It was McKenna on the Cardiff player, but he's allowing Cardiff to continue the movement forward from Stephen Thompson. Chopra absolutely got nowhere to go. In the end, he plays it out to this right-hand side to the feet of Parry, who looks to get the cross in, deep cross as well, and he did well, Paul Parry, but there was nobody at the far post as far as Cardiff were concerned, and North End will be happy if that sort of cross comes along all afternoon. High ball forward for North End, looking for Dickier with a header on. This time Nugent was North End trying to get it back. Pugh battling with Gilbert, and he's got the ball back as well. Good play by Danny Pugh. Nugent with the ball in. Now it's with Alexander on this left-hand side for North End. Alexander cross in along the 6-yard area. Chance for Simon Whaley. Great save by the keeper. The ball just dropped at the feet of Simon Whaley, who was like an extra player inside the penalty area. Drove it low and hard, and Neil Alexander made a good block for Cardiff City there, Callum.
Good save there. Good strike by Simon again. First time we've really got down the sides, you know.
North End with it through Kelvin Wilson. Looking for David Nugent. There's too much pace on that one. Won't quite get there, but Nugent will battle, and he always does. And well, you've got to give David Nugent the plaudits, because he was nowhere near that ball when it was played, and he still battled. In the end, he was penalised, and Cardiff were given the free kick. But you've got to admire the way he never gave up the ball, and he's been spoken to by the referee. Surely it's not going to be anything more than a word. You've got to learn, you know, he's going to get booked if he's going to mouth off the linesman, the referee. Nugent, bit of space for North End here down this left-hand side. He's get past the first defender, still going, David Nugent, and the tackle comes in, and it's David Nugent that's got the tackle, and it's his second one, and David Nugent has been sent off. The tackle he made was his second yellow card, and David Nugent can't quite believe it. The Cardiff fans, you can hear their reaction, you can hear the Preston North End fans as well. It was his second offence. He'd been booked only a few seconds ago for dissent. He's now been booked for the foul, and both sides will play this game with 10 men. Matty Hill and Patrick Agyemang for Kelvin Wilson and Danny Dickier. Your thoughts on that?
Obviously, I thought Danny played really well first half. You know, maybe I saw him stretching his groin just before half time, so maybe he might have an injury. You know, obviously with Graham, you know, Kelvin's got quite high up on the right hand side and being a centre half, you know, obviously didn't look too comfortable. Did well though, did very well. And maybe he's just gone for Graham down the right hand side to maybe add a little bit more quality.
Alexander goes back to right back and Matty Hill at left back, and North End attacking over halfway through. Simon Whaley. North End 0, Cardiff City 0. Mind both sides are down to 10 men. Chris Sedgwick in the middle of the park. You can hear the shouts of the North End fans. Plays it through to Patrick Agyemang, turning inside the penalty area. Agyemang! Goal for Preston North End! 3 minutes into the second half, he turned inside the penalty area and he struck it wide of Dean Alexander into the bottom right hand corner. North End have the lead. Agyemang's probably first touch. It's Preston North End 1, Cardiff City 0.
Fantastic. You know, yeah, decent playing well. What do I know? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Patrick Agyemang with the goal end for Preston North End. Header on. Chopra, signed from Newcastle, can't get the ball back, and North End this time can't clear. Pumped back in by Kevin McNaughton into the penalty area. Chance here for Cardiff, and they've equalised straight away. And I think it's Michael Chopra. The ball fell at his feet and he's buried into the roof of the net. And Cardiff have itched back within 4 minutes of North End taking the lead. Alexander on this right hand side. He's got Simon Whaley ahead of him on this right hand side, as you can hear from Callum Davis. To give the ball to Simon is what Callum is shouting. He's now got the ball at his feet, Simon Whaley. Alexander leaves the ball towards McKenna, tries a shot blocked by the left back McNaughton, and now it's Cardiff who look to steam their way forward. It's McNaughton who's already made good inroads forward. He's the left back and he's turning up on the right side, right wing at the moment. He's still heading forward. He's got the ball at his feet. He's run out of steam. He's got to deliver. It's not a bad ball in as well. And he's out of position now, so a chance maybe for North End down this right hand side. It could be stretched here, Cardiff. McNaughton is heading back. Agyemang, good ball played forward. Agyemang with the ball at his feet. He's got Sedgwick on the right hand side. Still going Agyemang. He's going to try it himself. Plays the ball in. Simon Whaley, and that, well, it must have been a touch away by the keeper. Great effort from Simon Whaley, and Neil Alexander got the slightest of touches. Gone behind for a corner. I think that would have been nestled in the back of the net, Callum, and Alexander not got the touch.
It's a fantastic save. I thought he just had it wide there, but great save again. Patrick's caused him a few problems. He's got the ball, he turned. Defender doesn't want to jump in because he'll skip past. He'll lay the ball off to Simon. Very, very lucky.
Alexander plays it back out towards Paul McKenna. Left-footed, teasing, curling ball in. Will come towards Simon Whaley. Tries a shot. I thought that was in for a second. Hit the side netting. A half volley from the edge of the penalty area. For a second I thought that was nestling in the back of the net, Callum.
No, great effort again by Simon. You know, obviously good play from Graham McKenna again. But the effort there from the boys today has been fantastic. You know, I don't think, you know, obviously maybe they've been criticised a little bit at the start of the season for their effort, but today it's been first class. You know, and hopefully the fans get behind it, you know, and support the team, because that's what we need. Out towards this right hand side, towards Sedgwick. Sedgwick with the ball at his feet will look to take on the defender. Will go right, will take the ball to the byline, brings it back, chance of the far post for Danny Pugh. Goal for Preston North End. Danny Pugh with the goal for North End at the far post. Great work on this right hand side. Ball played across and Pugh nestled into the back of the net. North End with the lead for the second time. Preston North End 2, Cardiff City 1. Great cross, great header, great goal. Cardiff have possession, chip ball towards the edge of the penalty area, defending header down, good one, but still Cardiff head forward, ball played back in, still danger here for North End. Matty Hill gets an important touch as the ball looks to be falling at the feet of Paul Parry. Agyemang will look to turn and get away from the defender. This is where he uses his pace and he's striding away down this right hand side. Is Patrick Agyemang, still with the ball at his feet, still going Patrick, step over one way, step over the other, and then he runs out of options, plays it back for McKenna. Stepped over by Neil Alexander. What a fantastic save. What a great play again by Patrick Agyemang. He held the ball up, there was nothing on in the end. The support finally came from McKenna, and a great tip over by the Cardiff keeper. Yeah, obviously Scotsman there, what a save. You know, I've got to give him a bit of credit there now. Great play with Pat again. Ran out of legs towards the end, but cleverly loaded it off to Kenna, 18 yards out. What a strike. Chance here, Chopra. Chance here for inside the penalty area for Gilbert. Or is it the play comes back? Chance here for Chopra. Oh, he strode it wide, and that's relief for Preston North End. They were
almost lining up. It was Gilbert, and then it was a substitute Kamara that played it into the path of Chopra, and it's just thankfully wide of the North End goal. Referee looks at his watch. That's it, the points are in the bag, and North End have got their first home league win of the season under new manager Paul Simpson. A game packed with an incident, 2 sendings off, 3 goals. North End taking the lead first of all. That was after in the first 9 minutes Glenn Luban sent off for Cardiff for a foul on David Nugent. Last man, last defender. Then David Nugent was booked twice in quick succession. First for something he said, and then second for a foul. Both sides down to 10 men from 34 minutes. Second half, substitute Patrick Agyemang with a goal for North End. Michael Chopra equalised, and then Danny Pugh with the winner, what proved the winner on 65. An anxious end to the game as Cardiff slung everything, including the kitchen sink, forward. The league leaders have been beaten. We'll leave you at Deepdale with the good news and the 3 points for North End. Preston North End 2, Cardiff City 1.
Well, Paul, you finally got your first home win of the season. You must be delighted with it.
Yeah, delighted, relieved, all of those feelings. I thought we deserved it. Knew it was going to be a tough game, knew they were going to be positive in the way they approached it, and it was one of them things when they get the sending off, you hope we're going to go and keep on the front foot and keep taking the game to them, and unfortunately through a bit of silliness really we level it up and go to 10 each. But I thought second half our attitude, our performance was absolutely first class, and it was what we wanted from the players.
You made 2 changes at the break and they seemed to pay off quite quickly.
Yeah, I felt we needed to. I felt, no disrespect to Deech up front, but we needed legs up there, and that's what Patrick gives us. And I felt we'd get more from Graham Alexander's quality down that right-hand side, and a better balance with Matty Hill. And sometimes these things work for you, and today was one of them days when it did.
You've been talking about Patrick in the last couple of weeks, saying how impressive he's been in the last 2 games, and we saw out there today just how impressive he can be.
Oh, he's an absolute monster when he wants to be. He causes all sorts of problems. He's got pace and power. He's direct, and that was what his goal was all about. There's not many people, or probably nobody else in the club, who could make that much space for his goal from a standing start as he did, and then we just wanted that finish from him, and today pleasingly he did it. Danny
Pugh also getting his first competitive goal for you, and you must be pleased with his influence on the game.
Yeah, I thought Danny was very, very workmanlike. He's not a winger, he's a midfield player, but he does that job well. And I've been saying all the time that I think he can get goals from coming in at that far post and getting his head on things. And luckily he's got that big thatch on top of his head that managed to just cushion it into the back of the net.